Be real with me.
I don't believe in male balding.
Why?
First of all, if you're a male and you want to go bald, that's fine, like good for you. However, if you're a male and you don't want to go bald and you're balding anyway, that's where I take issue because women in this day and age have to do so much to upkeep their looks and men cannot be bothered to just put some cream on their head or take a little vitamin.
I don't know. It's funny how she would say something like that. Whenever the guy would be trying to do something about their hairline, they would get clowned for it. Like they're going to Turkey to get a hair transplant or whatever. Or we could look at examples where the woman would see the guy wearing a toupee and then he would be made fun of for like the fact that he was losing his hair and he's actually hiding it. Sometimes the girl will actually tell you, just like cut it off, go bald. There's nothing wrong with going bald. And then she's saying that girls have to like do more in terms of like keeping up with the beauty standards, but you don't need to like participate in it. A lot of the times you will hear girls saying that they get BBLs for themselves, but in reality they don't do that for themselves. They do it for other people to see it. Like if you ask any guy if they prefer a natural look of a woman versus the BBL, they will say the natural look. But I will admit there are guys out there who say they want it, but they will interact with the same, like in the same photos on Instagram and all of that stuff. I'll give you that. But the majority of guys, they would prefer their girls naturally, like to look naturally, but sometimes it's hard to believe. I have an anecdotal story about this, right? It was me, my girl, and a group of her friends. And the question popped into my mind, what do they think of guys wearing toupees or getting a hair transplant? They said at that point, just cut it off. The guy would be making an active effort to actually fix the way he looks. And they were saying that to cut it off. But I asked them again, what do you guys think about wigs? And women wearing wigs, is it the same? And then they started to say, it's not really the same thing. But in actuality, it's the same thing, right? You're covering your scalp, but the only reason why you're saying it's not the same is because they're treated differently. If that makes any sense. We could look at the lady that has alopecia. Will Smith's wife, right? She has alopecia, and it's known that she has alopecia. And the amount of support being poured out for her, the fact that she has alopecia, is immense compared to a guy who is bald. He's more likely to get made fun of because the fact that he's going bald. And that's a crazy thing if you think about it. Because we would hear people say, express yourself as men. And there, in some cases, when you're with a person who you can trust, I believe that should be the case. Or you should have outlets. But whenever we express ourselves or we try to fix something about ourselves, we get made fun of. Sometimes by other men too. And in instances, it can be funny, but it's at the expense of another person's feelings. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
And men cannot be bothered to just put some cream on their head or take a little vitamin or get a hair transplant even. Women are doing more than that.
I think there's more stigma for guys to do beauty products, and that includes like hairline stuff.
I don't agree with that. The fact that men are doing less than women in terms of like making themselves more appealing in terms of looks. Guys do put effort into it. It's just that it doesn't look the same. We are more simplistic in the way we dress and all of that stuff, and the girls can be a little bit extra. Like you would use the example of a first date, and the girl would say, I showed up, I got ready and I did all of these things to be here. But the guy did too. The guy showered, put on cologne, picked out a nice outfit for him to be presentable. The cologne could cost $300, his shoes could cost $500, and his pants could cost a little bit of money too. So it's not just you girls. We do put effort in. It's just that it may not be to the standards that you believe it should be. So I don't really agree with that part.
That includes like hairline stuff. Guys are like more generally insecure about doing stuff like that because they're not really supposed to. Beauty products, we were sold that that's a girl's thing, not a guy's thing.
I don't know how much of an excuse that is. There's not as much pressure on men in society as there is on women to upkeep their looks. And they just kind of get resigned to the fact that they're going bald. Versus if you ask any single woman something.
I don't think anybody's resigned to the fact that they're going bald. It's just that, sometimes people don't have the money to just do stuff like that, Like in stores, for example. Stores, like for me, I'm a taller guy, but it's almost impossible for me to find a sweater that actually fits. You would have double XL, like triple. I would have to have an oversized sweater so that it would like go all the way down to my arm. But for women, there's a whole variety of options. Guys don't really have that much options. That's an example of like it being in your favor type of thing. So it's not like we're resigned. It's more like we don't have the options really, right? And whenever we try to step out and say we're going to do better, we get made fun of. Sometimes, not all of us, but like some of us. I'm blessed to have like a good hairline, but that's not most guys. Most guys is genetic, and not everybody can go to Turkey and potentially get a botched surgery. Forget about getting it in the US. That's the reason why they're going to like Turkey, because it's cheaper. You get what I'm saying? But I will admit that there's some guys who don't really take care of themselves, like their hygiene, their skin. There will be guys out there that they don't wash the crack where God split them, and they would expect girls to go down there and suckle. That's crazy. Like you would ask some guys that if they like, how many times do you wash down there? How many passes do you make? And they will look at you crazy. It's like, you wash your ass crack? I'll give her that. But like saying that they're, I don't know, like failing or not trying hard enough, I do not think that's a fair comparison. But I do agree that there are guys out there who can do better. I do believe that. I'll give her that. Talking about, that's crazy. There's actually dudes out here who would just like look at their girls, say, go down there, and there'll be crumbs in the booty crack. What?
They just kind of get resigned to the fact that they're going bald. Versus if you ask any single woman something that's happening to their looks that they don't like, they will go ahead and fix it. Whether it's like an at-home DIY solution to like professional, super expensive treatments.
Girls have
Professional, super expensive treatments. I mean, like guys do that too. That's why we have the gym. That's why we have like side projects. That's why we have passion projects. Whenever, I don't know if it's for like with every guy, but I believe this is an instinctual thing that every guy has. Whenever there's a problem, we are prompted to find a solution to it. It's almost like a little primitive button that we press. We do, if we want it bad enough, or even sometimes when we don't want it bad enough, it's just a thing that we do. There's a problem, we try to fix it. I'm skinny, I go to the gym. If I'm fat, I try to lose the weight, Not only do we do it, but we do it most of the time when we're being criticized. Like a big dude that wants to lose the weight, his friends would be frying him about his weight. He's always the butt of the joke. And when he's trying to lose weight, he's getting fried even more because he's actually making an effort to change. But you don't really see that on the opposite end. Whenever a girl is going to a gym, she's a heavier set girl. When she's going to the gym and she's trying to lose that weight, she's basically praised to do it. But at the same time, as dudes, we don't get that reinforcement a lot of the times. Maybe it's because of how male friendships work. We bully each other a lot. A lot. We bully each other. But I can say that deep down, it comes from a place of love and respect. This is not all friendships, but deep down, when his friends are like bullying him, I believe that they actually cheering him on and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Have a lot of pressure to be valued based off their beauty, and guys have a lot of pressure to be valued more on how useful they are. And so guys kind of have an excuse. Like Jeff Bezos does not have to have hair if he doesn't want to because he has all the money in the world.
I know what you mean, but like I wouldn't want to be with Jeff Bezos. He's old.
What advice do you have for people that are dating?
If they're wearing a hat, it might mean they're balding and self-conscious about it. So I would press and
Damn, you see what I mean? Like, damn, what? She's so aggressive with it. I don't, damn. Dudes can't wear hats no more? That is crazy. Is that a little bit crazy? Like she could just say that? Like imagine if like a dude were to say like, how dare you wear a wig? That's not your real hair. Take off that wig. She's probably hiding the fact that she's bald under there. Like, yo. I'm saying this is another one of those double standards, you know, where it's sometimes it would be cool for girls to like make fun of dudes for stuff like this and nobody really says anything. Another thing would be like girls getting into clubs before guys and them going into clubs for free. I don't really mind double standards because the ones that I have, the fact that I could walk home at night and not really feel worried about stuff like that, that's most girls don't really feel like that. And I would never understand or have the fear of just walking home alone and knowing that a person could just jump you and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. That's another thing, you know. And another double standard is that most guys, even though they're born with like not the best circumstances, there's always something that they can improve versus the girls not really. They're born with like value, inherent value, like beauty, stuff like that. That's a very, very hot commodity, and some women, they use it like that, which they should if they want to. It's their whole stick. But the guys, they can increase their finances, they can increase their physical appearance, they can get a better haircut, they can do a lot of things. And that's what I love about being a man, is just like, yo, I can do almost anything I want, essentially. Not everything I want, but you know, like the world is my oyster type of thing. So I agree on certain points that she made, in the fact that some guys can improve. They would have the ability to improve something, but they don't because they don't feel like it. But it's not every guy. For real. It's not every guy. It's not every guy, lady. It's not every guy. Come on now. That's crazy.